So far, I've been able to generate $2 million for my clients since I started my business. And this was actually 31st of October 2020 when I got my first sale. I come from the slums of Bangladesh. My family was extremely poor. They had nothing. We couldn't even afford one meal a day. I didn't have any web development skills, copywriting, sales, marketing. I didn't have any of them.
Hello, Milon. You're one of the best well-known experts in the Groove community. I followed your journey. Please tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get started with online business and decided to become an entrepreneur?
So I used to be a swim teacher before COVID hit, and after COVID hit, I didn't really have a job anymore. And I knew I couldn't go back to the job anymore because the world has changed. Everything went online, and there's going to be a massive shift in the way the world operates and businesses run. And I wanted to be part of that and use it to build my brand and, bring financial security for myself and my future as well. So I thought, what is the best way to do that? And the answer was simple, is to actually get a better network. I didn't really have a lot of network. So I tried for months, but was struggling. Really, I didn't have any web development skills, copywriting, sales, marketing. I didn't have any of them. So I started watching YouTube videos in the beginning, getting on webinars, things like that, just to dip my toe. Things really changed when I got Groove. So I just randomly came across Groove. After 8 months of trying to build my online business, I've spent thousands of dollars during this time paying freelancers on Upwork and people on Fiverr, just anyone. I probably lost about $10,000 doing this, and I was just trying to do so many things and nothing worked. And one of the things I realized that it wasn't working because no one was actually committed to my success. People would deliver a service, but once it's done, that's it. So I took a different approach to doing business. And I went through that 8 months, losing so much money, time, energy, jobless, facing a lot of pressure from my family to really provide and help. And during that time, I actually came across Groove and I said, okay, enough. I'm not going to spend more money. I'm going to spend just one more time. That's one more time. And that was getting the Groove lifetime deal. And once I got that, I gave myself 30 days. I said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make my first dollar online. Before this, I was unprofitable the whole time. I didn't have anyone guiding me. I didn't know what I was doing. So during this time, I actually decided to learn Groove Pages, Groove Sell, Groove everything, so that I knew as more people come in. I was a student back then. I didn't have a lot of those skills, but I knew I had a lot of time that I could leverage to acquire those skills. So that's what I did. I became a value in the marketplace by investing my time into learning Groove and all the other softwares. First, for myself, I did it for myself so I could build my own business. Then I saw that other people also needed the service. The market had a demand. So I bridged these two gaps, and that's how my business was built because I realized I could help others. I didn't particularly go in the affiliate route because I came onto Groove with a vision for my own business. And then I saw, yes, there was money-making opportunity with Groove. And I think a lot of people get this wrong, is if you build a personal brand, it doesn't matter whether you promote GrooveFunnels or ClickFunnels or anything else. The main important thing you can do is to build a personal brand where you can build the know, like, and trust within the community or your niche that you have. And that's when you can stand out in the marketplace. That's when it's easy to really make a lot of sales because people know you, they like you, then trust you. That's a super
So
quick.
it was a lot of try and error. Like one thing that
Yeah.
I'm really interested in is also like I think originally you come from Bangladesh, is that right? And then emigrated to
Yeah.
Australia. So maybe you can tell us a little bit how that went, and like at
So
which point did you become a swim teacher, and then like where was the transitioning happening to be like, or the desire to become an online business owner in the first place before you even like wasted $10,000 and nothing worked.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I come from the slums of Bangladesh. My family was extremely poor. They had nothing. We couldn't even afford one meal a day. So that's how poor we were. I received my primary education through a charity foundation called the Maria Christina Foundation. They gave me education from grade 1 to 5. After that, because I did really well, they gave me an opportunity to go to Dubai. And once I got there, I actually ended up getting a scholarship again there to do my secondary education. And after that, they gave me another scholarship to come to Australia and do my bachelor's degree. It was $100,000 scholarship, I think over $100,000 scholarship to come pursue my bachelor's degree. And at the third year of my degree, money was running out. I was 21 back then. I felt awkward going back to them again, asking for more money because I'm not a slum kid anymore. They already helped me. Well, so it was time for me to help myself, right? And I knew job wasn't going to be enough. A job is a way to solve short-term problem, but finance and wealth is a long-term problem. People try to get a job to solve a long-term problem with a short-term solution. It just doesn't work. I recognize that, and I knew transitioning to the business world was the only way. It's not easy, right? There is a lot of work, but it is the only way to have financial security. And coming where I come from, I was just one of 170 million people. There are so many kids still stuck in the slums of Bangladesh and all over the world, right? I wanted to be able to help those people one day, but in order to help others, I needed to help myself first. I can't give what I don't have. So that's basically what made me start my business.
That's awesome. And like once you've made the decision, like can you tell us a little bit about like your experience? Like you made the decision to start a business, you had the purpose to give back, to help other children or people like from your home country who do not or you who might not be as fortunate as you are. What did your journey look like in this first like month, and like where you were struggling and trying to figure things out?
So I think one of the thing I did is start with why rather than how. A lot of people go with, I don't know how to do this, right? I don't know how to do that. There's a lack of skill most people have when they're getting started. So I started with, why do I need money? Why do I, need to help others? What is the purpose in this? And I think that basically allowed me to overcome a lot of the struggles that I faced. Some of them were, of course, people closest to me didn't believe in me. They said, go get a job. Come on. You're not making any money. Just give up. It's been 5 months. Right. And I didn't give up because I had a bigger vision. I knew getting a job was a good idea and it would help me temporarily, but it would not fulfill my purpose. I'm very limited to the impact I could make by doing just that, just, by getting a job and not pursuing something bigger. So far, I've been able to generate $2 million for my clients. I work with 100 plus people, help them generate over $2 million since I started my business. And this was October 2020 when I got my first sale. It was actually 31st of October that I got my first sale, and it was for $125 to build a landing page for a sales funnels for someone. And this was within the Groove community. So, yeah.
Wow. So what do you think? made this possible? Because I believe it's probably like a huge mindset shift that was happening. Like you also, because I know your expertise and your connection with people like Tuan Wing and people like this who really have like a high ticket like charging a lot of money. And I notice also like from your comments on my Facebook wall where I share, like it's not only about selling, and you always like emphasize the selling part. So I imagine there's a huge shift that you had. So what like how did you transition like from selling a service from for 100 and something dollars to yeah, probably a lot more right now?
So yeah, so for someone to get started working with me, we charge a minimum of 6,997. This is just for our services that we offer. My signature program actually costs $12,000, and the higher end we charge up to $25,000. So just to talk about a pricing of what I do now, but I didn't always get here. I couldn't confidently price that or assume someone would buy. I could make a program and charge $1 billion, but no one would buy it, right? It's about finding that way. So I saw what others were doing. I believe success leaves clues. One of the reason I promote selling is because when I started, I was giving a lot of value, because that's what all the marketers say. So I thought, okay, maybe I should give values too. But I actually didn't end up making any money. And as a result, I was struggling. I couldn't keep doing what I needed to do. So I saw in order to really serve others, I needed to set some boundaries for myself from when I would give value and when I would sell. If you try to do both at the same time, or not in the right way, it can make it difficult for us, not only in terms of our bank account, but also with personal, belief on, can I actually do this? So when I started, I wasn't charging a lot. I had so many people coming to me, and I was just doing everything. I was the sales, I was doing the marketing, I was doing the fulfillment, I was doing everything. I was working up to 18 hours a day, and my bank really didn't reflect what I was doing. And this is when I decided to and the other reason I actually switched to charging more is because people would normally can throw up to $500 just to see if something works. But when someone invests $12,000, that's a whole new level. Their mindset is at another level. They need to make this work, right? It's not let me spend. For me, I'd have to work, hours, right? Tens of hours to build something, and people just wouldn't care. They wouldn't do anything with it. So it's not helping me build my business, because I want to be able to get them results so that I can charge more. But then I saw the type of audience out. My audience was actually breaking me. So I needed to find an audience who would help me by getting results. The biggest thing my clients can do for me is actually get results and create the impact they want to make in the world, not the money they can give me, because there are billions of people with trillions of dollars. Money is not the problem, right? Is being able to create a significant impact in the world. That's what I want to do, right? That's the type of people I want to help. And when they have the financial means, they're a lot more likely to achieve it. Recently, someone reached out to me and they said, help me. I actually helped them get a $20,000 funding, right? To be able to do the things they want to do. So I have been in a position, and I had to work very hard to be in this position, right? To actually help other people do a lot of things now that they can do, they couldn't do. And the people who didn't say yes to, the offers, they actually come back to me asking for a job or asking for donations, because they're still struggling because they didn't have the guts to say yes when they had the chance. Just yeah.
Yeah, it's always something like this, and this is something that I'm like struggling with, or like have been struggling, or like still trying to overcome it. I also believe like it depends a lot of on the business model that you have. Like if I'm publishing YouTube videos like this, and there's a lot of free traffic coming, like I do not have the need to charge this high price point. So it's more about like really providing the best information, which is a lot of work in itself. But if you're providing high value services, like obviously it's completely different. The question I have, like, what would you recommend to a beginner? Because I notice a lot of people like in this online marketing space, they do not have the why that you had, where it's more about the money that they make. And I think especially for these type of people, like just providing value for free is the first step to actually build the skills that they can to get some kind of feedback, to know what people are valuing. And then obviously it's like to make this transition fast to setting the boundaries. But I as you went through this phase yourself, like how important do you think is like offering this value for free in the first place, and how long should this phase take, and like when should the transition to selling happen ideally? Because like, yeah, as I said, there's mindset shifts happening, and like one is this providing value and helping people to get the results, the other one is building skills. So how would you balance this?
Yeah, so balance is really important. It's harder to achieve. I like to use the word harmony, because I think when things are a little bit more harmonious, we're more likely to achieve the things we want to. I think a lot of people should start setting a financial goal. Do I want to be making 10,000? Is my goal to make 100? Is it to just make $1? What is your goal? Because when you know what your goal is, you can measure. This month I made $0. Okay, my goal is to make one. Once you make one, okay, I'm gonna try 10. Okay, I'm gonna try 100, right? And slowly increase it. Once you know what you're trying to do, once you have a goal, the how is going to come to you, because you're going to try everything you can, whether it's reaching out to people, which is what I did in the beginning stages with what you're doing with I just reached out to my ideal clients. I said, who have money, who fit these criteria, how can I reach out to them and offer a service they would find valuable enough to pay me for it, because the value they receive is going to help them achieve what they value. So as a result, I've been able to get clients in the initial stages, right? What you're doing is exactly what I did. The only difference is back then, I wasn't smart enough to know about Messenger, right? I didn't have that software. I have to do it manually. Now the people that take it, right, they're saving hundreds of hours, getting lots of results, right? So I think one of the best thing I did at the early stages is learn sales skills. Sales skills is the single most powerful skill you can learn. Having sales skills, you can easily make 6-figure a year. If some even make 7-figure a year. For people that are really good at selling, I actually built my own sales course after making $100,000+ in sales and closing. My first ever close was 125, and my highest close has been $20,000, right, within 30 minutes. So you can see the amount of skills, the levels I had to go through to learn them. Just get started somewhere. Focus on getting your first $1, $10, 100,000, 5,000, 10,000. Slowly increase it up as you understand more, as you build your network. Initially, you can't go and charge someone $10,000, $15,000, because you don't have the network. You don't know, you don't have the network and probably not the knowledge or the authority to be able to charge them, right? You slowly work up. And there, I actually made a very valuable post on my Facebook. So if you go to my Facebook, read some of my posts or some of the videos I also make on YouTube, then you'll be able to see that, some of the beliefs I have and what got me to where I am today.
Yeah, that's so much. And this exactly leads me to some of my next question. Like, one is obviously about the Messenger tool. People can get, if there's a link somewhere in the description below this video to get this tool from me. Like, this is one of the main purposes of this YouTube channel. But the question I have, since you're an expert at building funnels and obviously customer acquisition, I see a big shift happening, that funnels and just the traditional model of sending people like from Facebook ads or like any kind of paid ads to a funnel, it's less efficient than it used to be, especially in the course creation space. And it's also that higher, people seem to move to higher ticket items, like much more like offering really like a complete offer that gets that almost or guarantees the results for clients. And now the question is like, how do you see, especially for somebody who's new or who's like going through this phase that you went through, like in the first 5 to 8 months, who's still trying to figure this out, like how to approach client acquisition? What do you think is the best way? And are funnels needed at all, or like who's the right when is the right place to use a traditional website funnel and VSL and whatever there is?
So I read pretty much all the books by Russell Brunson, and in one of the books he talks about the potato gun, right, that he wants to build and sell. And the reason he started is because he wanted to make some money. Now, what happened? He was doing pretty well until Google just shot up the ad cost. And as a result, he couldn't build anymore, right? He couldn't sell it anymore because he wasn't profitable. At that time, he started selling back-end offers, more products in the sequence to make his product valuable. A lot of people, they get started and they thought, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to sell that, I'm going to sell that, when none of those things have ever been sold before. There was no market research. They haven't tested the copywriting. They haven't tested that someone will actually buy it. They just, hire someone, possibly do it themselves, and they just hope it's going to work. That's not how it works. You have to validate the product and the idea before you can actually start making funnels. I've built many funnels, and they have done really, really well. Some of my funnels, right, they've made 5-6 figures. So also I've made many funnels that didn't do anything, not because of me, but because the product they were selling, no one wanted to buy. The more money you spend, for example, if you run Facebook ads to a product no one wants to buy, all this will do is more money will just make the product fail faster, right? It's not going to help. So that's what I think. With that in mind, the reason the funnels aren't not working as well as they did, of course, we got the iOS update that stops tracking on Facebook, and Facebook was one of the biggest source of traffic because we got the user data, so we don't have that anymore. There's also a cultural shift where marketers have been encouraged to spend more and more on customer acquisition. So almost more people are willing to pay more for the same type of audience, right? And that means the people at the top can spend more and they will outcompete you for the same audience. I think the reason there's a big shift to the high ticket offers is because it's a lot more profitable. In the beginning, when I started and I was selling $1,000 funnel service, back then I would need 10 clients to make $10,000. Most of the time I ended up getting maybe 5, but the work amount was so much. This is if I wanted $10,000, right? Now with 2 clients, I've already made $30,000 this month, right? I don't need to worry about getting to know the story of 30 different people potentially, right? Setting up their CRMs and systems and domains and emails and automations and planning. There's so much goes when there's 30 people versus when there is 2. I can now focus more on serving 2 people. Now, if you're new, obviously this is not going to work for you. You do need the knowledge, the experience, and the expertise, and you need to understand the pain point. The biggest takeaway you should take from this response is psychographics. And this is who are the people you are trying to serve? Where are they in their head, mentally, physically, emotionally, right? These factors actually determine whether someone will buy or not. So when someone reads a copy on your page, if you're able to target them at those levels, they're the ones that actually say, yes, I'm going to buy. because there is that connection. No matter how good your funnel looks, if your copy doesn't speak to them, not going to buy.
Yeah,
Right?
like I have this framework from the book Change or Die, which is typically people first need to relate to someone who inspires hope, who motivates them, or like who shows them the way, and then this guide, so to speak, helps them to install the right behaviors, to repeat the right behaviors, and then at some point they get the results if they repeat the right behavior often enough. So it does not really matter like the structure of a funnel, or like the copywriting and like the technical setup. This can be the same, but just depending on who your client is relating to, how they ideal customers look like, the math and the economics are completely different. And like always, like especially in the make money online world, like if you show someone to build a six-figure business and you're like there's no shame in charging like five figures for this, like $10,000
That's
or
right.
something like
There is
this.
no. I help people build a six-figure business in 12 weeks. In 12 weeks, right? Life can completely change for someone. The average person in America doesn't even make $5,000 a month, right? I'm helping people build a six-figure business in 12 weeks. It's it's just amazing offer for value. It's a no-brainer for anyone. Most people, will say yes, if they, if it makes sense for them, of course, in various stages. And that's why I can do that. But uh, I also had to figure out what people wanted, and that took me a long time to figure out the copywriting, the marketing, the sales, the psychographics, the behaviors, being able to assess those things as well. Help me see who
So
was a good
what
fit.
have you figured out? Like this is one question that really I want to know more. Like how has your ideal client changed? Like your ideal avatar? Like for example, I've just like after talking to more people like you, watching the interview that I did with Perry Marshall recently, who talks about the 80-20 principle, and then 80-20 squared, where he says like basically if you have 100 people, like the top two will basically pay as much as the rest combined. So how has your customer
Yeah.
avatar changed and your ideal client changed? Because probably there's a difference between people spending $100 for a funnel, spending $1,000 for a funnel, and like now 10,000 or 15,000. Like we all like you. Even if we pay attention to the numbers, there's also like 10 squared, and then like always like times 10, like it's really exponentially like how your prices have changed. So how has your customer avatar changed?
I think if you try to sell to everyone, which was what I did, anyone that had a pulse and wallet full of cash, they were my ideal clients. Right? If they had money, they were my ideal clients, as long as they were alive to pay me. Right? That was my ideal clients in the beginning. But as I started doing more, learning things, I saw the value I was bringing to the table as well. So it later on, as I went further and further along, it all became about qualifying and disqualifying. Who's qualified to work with me or buy from me or get my service, and who is not qualified? By saying no to many, I could say yes to a few. And when I did that, I could invest 1,000% to a few rather than 100% to many. And that is when things changed for me, is that few people that will actually get the results. There's, 9 out of 10 people, businesses fail. It's for a good reason, right? Not everyone is cut out for that. But the good news is you can actually start 10 businesses and one of them will take off. Not everyone will have the courage to start 10 businesses. Me, I failed in 6 businesses before this current successful business happened, right? I'm no different than anybody else. It just, I persevered through it. I pushed the boundaries, see what I was made of. It's the same as well. Remember, I said 9 out of 10 businesses fail, not 9 out of 10 people fail, because the same person can start 10 businesses if one doesn't take off. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a good thing, because now you can actually bring value to the marketplace, to what actually people are actually looking for, instead of, something that you would like, but you're not really sure, and fooling
Yeah,
yourself with
one
that.
thing that I'm also noticing, there's this shift. Like, I think there was this golden age. Like, I was like when I was studying, like I was a professional poker player, and there we had like something similar happen. Like, the internet came, like online poker was really popular. You could see it basically on TV every day after like Chris Moneymaker won in 2003, and then there was this peak in 2011. Then there was Black Friday. There was like huge like government regulations. The market that used to be one big market was splitted into different countries, new regulations, and now things are back to normal. And there's still a couple of people like winning money in poker, but right now, like, you have to train a lot harder. Like, even the amateurs know how to play the game better. And I think the same shift is happening in online business as well right now. Like, there used to be this opportunity with Facebook's AI getting really good. Not that many people knew, like, you were able to reach a lot of people who have never heard about online marketing, about this opportunity. And now basically the market is pretty much, it's not growing anymore. Not sure if it's saturated, but it's not growing anymore. So where do you see the big opportunities for people who are still struggling, who have not figured this out? Like, where should they start, in your opinion?
So start with this sentence. So before you said, change or die. And I have something similar, and this is change before you have to. Because for me, death was not an option. I had to change. All I had to do was change before I was ready to change. So all you need to do, if you're in the beginning stage, just say yes. What are you saying yes to? You don't know, but you're willing to find out what that is. The only way you will know is actually doing it. If I was getting started, I would start with YouTube Shorts, TikTok Shorts, Instagram Shorts, Facebook Shorts, the Reels. This is where a lot of the platform are putting the organic free traffic from. This is where all the eyeballs are currently going now. And I think this is the future of the online world as well. At the moment, if I go to Google and search top 10 restaurants in Melbourne, right, I'm going to see probably a blog post with 10 different things. I can go on YouTube Shorts or TikTok Shorts, and I can actually see people tasting food at different places within Melbourne. Just a 10-second, 30-second video. People are becoming more of a visual learner now than ever before. So I think videos probably is the biggest thing, and shorts are the biggest thing, because our attention span is lower than ever before. All you can do, gather as much people as you can at the top, the free content, and then at the bottom, you can funnel in the ideal people that actually watch your content, that actually connect with you and want to work with you. The sad reality is only 1 or 2% of the people that ever connect with you will actually buy, less than that. So with the 80-20 people, I say this, right? So this is a little bit sad, but it's true. 80% of people don't care about the problems you have, and 20% of the people are glad you have those problems. So it's a little bit sad, but I found this to be true. Just focus on serving, say, 100 people. This is another point with funnels. When people make funnels, they think, oh, I'm going to have millions of people reading this, reaching out. That's it. My life has changed. But the truth is, only one person will read your funnel at a time. It might be meant for millions, but one person read it at a time, like is theirs. So when I design funnels, I think about who is reading this and how many people are like them that are also going to be reading this. That's how funnels do really well, because they're designed for one ideal person, and however many similar profile might be like them.
Yeah, and for me, it's really important as well, like to really have this in mind. Like, how do you relate to certain people? Like, probably you would be relating much better to, for example, immigrants who immigrated to Australia if you just share your story. And then among these people, like some people probably who are as hardworking as you are, who have not figured this out, but who maybe have a job somewhere and then are willing to invest in one of your coaching programs, which would be yeah, probably much more difficult if you were to go into the German market, for example, because I'm from Germany. And right now, I think especially with the messenger and the business ecosystem that is built around this, like this is one of the places where I focus. Like if you like it offers so much opportunity with funnels, with teaching people in different languages or different regions or different markets. I like this is personally for me, especially if you want to go into the online marketing world as some kind of info marketer. But I think there's so many opportunities and different niches that you can tap into for this high ticket program. So I've upgraded my personal custom avatar from people who just use the messenger tool to actually people who want to sell this tool as well. So talking about this tool, like you're using this in your business, right? Like how has it helped you to get clients organically or for free with from Facebook?
So one of the downside of being successful is you have a lot of people you need to talk to, right? That can be quite time consuming. And with Elm Messenger, what happened was it was easy for me to track who I was talking to, who I needed to follow up with. Basically, who is who? There's 7 billion people. Maybe I could be talking to, 30 people maybe at a time. So it can be hard to manage those things. Our Messenger made it really easy for me to, connect with others, keeping track of when I would reach out to you because, as you know, fortune is the follow-up. I personally think any system can work and will work if the person using it is willing to work it, right? So you can give the best software in the world. Elm is definitely one of those softwares, right? But if people are not willing to use it, it's not going to work. And the worst part is those same people come back and say, it didn't work, right?
Yeah,
Very
and
quick to
yeah,
buy it.
there's definitely work involved. Like any short tip for new users of the software that you have? Like what's like to help them getting started fast?
Yeah, so really just dive in. No, it's not gonna be rainbows and sunshine, but it's going to put money in your pocket, right? And once you have that money, you can buy the rainbow, right? You can buy the sunshine as much as you want. And not only that, you can also help others, right? Money is something that whoever has gets to decide whether they use it for good or evil, right? In the beginning stages, it is a little bit hard, but it's just something you're going to have to do because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it and it wouldn't be as valuable. People don't pay for what's easy, they pay for what's hard. So if you're able to go the extra mile, then that's how you know you will be successful. And that's what I did. In the beginning with Groove as well. I knew it's going to be hard and most people won't be able to do it. And that's how I knew I was going to be successful because others wouldn't do what I was willing to do. So if that's you sitting there and you are willing to do it, you are going to be successful, some just sooner than others, but it comes.
Yeah, that yeah, it's so refreshing to hear this because I went the same approach with the affiliate route. Like I had people reaching out to me who were already doing successful as a coach or something in one area, and then they saw my success and thought like, yeah, affiliate marketing is easy, and like it took the same hard work, following up with people, approaching, creating like some like 5,000, 6,000 word blog post, creating like high quality reviews and things like this, where I was separating myself, like not hyping up the software, but trying to give an unbiased review of the GrooveFunnels software. And I see huge potential, but there's also major things like with constant UI changes and new features implemented or features promised that are not there yet. Like, how do you see the current state of the software, and where do you believe will it be in like 1 or 2 or 3 years?
So I think Groove has achieved a lot in the past 2 years. I think they have made a significant difference. Not the as fast as they would have hoped, but problems like this come. It's not like there's another software that's better. And if it is, they're probably charging $497 a month, right? So it's also about assessing where you're at. Some people won't need a live webinar feature from Groove because they've never done one. They don't plan to do one, especially if you're an affiliate marketer, right? So it's about what you really need and what you are looking to do. I think Groove has a bright future. They have been very well in being able to monetize their platform, their email list, and their audience. So I think the software will stay. I think as time gets, they will get better at things. Until then, everyone that has invested in it, it is working. I've been running my business on it. 100 plus of my clients have been running their business on it. We have made collectively millions of dollars using it, right? It's just a matter of, are you ready to get started before you really run out
to me, like especially with funnel software, like I'm still running my main business on Kartra because this is where I started. Was a platform that Mike Filsaime, the founder of GrooveFunnels, built before GrooveFunnels. And to me, at this stage, it's often about like just comparing different mobile phones. Like this is a really old model, like a couple of years ago, but it still does all the things that you want. But the thing with the funnel builder is once you make the decision, it's really hard to move from one platform to another. And this is probably one of the reasons, and especially from one all-in-one software to another. And this is one of the reasons why people should really think about like what they optimize for when they getting started, because all of these softwares are able to build pages, to collect payments, to send emails, or like to integrate an email autoresponder. And then it's always a question like, what do you want to optimize for? And the one thing that I like about GrooveFunnels is at this stage, like it also gives you peace of mind, which is like just make one investment, have the software. Like there's problems with every software. Like you will always encounter things that you do not like. Maybe it's clunky, maybe the pages are not loading as fast as a competitor, or maybe it's not as easy to build like upsells and downsells. But in the end, it really does not matter. You just need a place to make it easy for people to give you money, to accept their credit card. But if you're selling like personal services, like you are, like you could just send people like straight to a Stripe checkout or a PayPal checkout to build the website for them in Groove. Like you would not even use the software yourself necessarily. So that's one thing that I've noticed. And each platform has its own learning curve. It has its own unique way to do things. So it's always, in my opinion, especially with Groove, who has like more options and more flexibilities than most other tools, but it also means it has a higher learning curve than other tools. And this is where you basically spotted your opportunity, because the learning curve is higher, the complexity is higher, it's an ever-changing system, and people made the decision to use this system, and then they figured out like, oh, I do not even have the time to go through the learning curve that you had, and then I need somebody like you to help me build the funnels there. And then obviously it's again like this 80-20 principle.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I connected the dots and I thought, let me position myself right here. And not only that, I'm gonna make a commitment to myself to become the best at this thing, so I become a go-to person for anyone that is looking to get help, and more importantly, looking to get results. the same people that come to me, they actually go on Fiverr and Upwork first. They pay a few $100s and it doesn't work. They don't know why. And the person who built it, they don't know why either. Then they come to me, okay, how do I now actually make money from this, right? And this is when I can actually help them optimize and give them the strategy and things like that, right? So a lot of the people don't really know why things work and don't work as well. So having worked with a lot of people helped me gain that understanding. So in the beginning, I didn't charge a lot because I also knew I was a beginner. It would be unfair for me to charge something that I don't feel like I could offer that level of value to someone else. That would be unethical for me, right? To promise something that I haven't done. But I have done it now, and I've done it many, many times. So that's something I'm very confident about. And that's what people are buying, right? They, as much as they buy my product or service, they're also buying into my confidence in my ability to deliver what I say. And I have that confidence because I have done it one time, two times, three times, many, many times. And I can repeat that for many others if they are, willing to do what it takes.
Yeah, and I think like there was one key sentence that you had there, which was like you were willing or like you wanted to become the best in this software, in this niche. And this is something that I feel a lot of like beginners, people who are struggling, they have no idea where they want to become the best, because like typically, especially higher end client, they want to work with the best. They want to work with people who go the extra mile to get them the results that they're after, and they're paying like for your expertise, but they're also like for the security that you're offering. And then for like if things do not work out, which might happen like with these high profile clients from time to time. Now obviously, like if you did this a couple of times, then you have much more confidence. But sometimes I assume things still go wrong, and then you go the extra mile to figure it out, to learn something new, or like to learn how to whatever integrate a different service that you have not been using before, or something like this, to make sure that the client actually gets the results. So I think this is so important in any niche. And like for me right now, it's like I really want to go in on all in on YouTube, or like really yeah, position myself as an expert in free Facebook marketing. So I get like really know how to use the Facebook, the YouTube algorithm, interviewing experts like you of how people actually could use the knowledge that they gain on this YouTube channel. So it like I've decided to become the best in a different niche with a different business model. But in the end, it's really about becoming the best, and this is really what separates, in my opinion, successful entrepreneurs from unsuccessful ones. And then there's obviously the economics. Some business models like SEO, like it really requires you to write thousands and thousands and tens of thousands and potentially hundreds of thousands of words to rank a YouTube blog. But then it's more like passive. You just need to update the articles once you've built your reputation. But this approach might take like 3-4 years or something, whereas you went from charging $100 in the beginning of 2020 to now charging $10,000 in less than 1.5 years, or less than 2 years,
Less
something
than
like
one
this.
and a half.
So
Yeah, when you are able to deliver massive results, you can afford to charge high, right? So, right. So think about this. If you want to fly from, let's say, the US to Europe, right? It's the same flight time, same plane, but people in first class will pay a lot more than people in economy, right? So the flight time hasn't changed, but it's the quality of life of that journey is a lot better, right? So sometimes people are also willing to get that life if that makes sense, if that makes sense for me. So right, but it's also they are going to receive benefits you wouldn't have, at economy. And there's lots of perks. These are, of course, our back-end office that people don't see until they join. So I'd like to keep some surprises for my, clients.
And I like one example that pops to mind as like if you're watching any kind of pro sports game, like whether it's football or soccer or basketball, like there's like people what standing in the last line, they pay just like a couple of dollars for a ticket, whether the people who are in the VIP lounge getting the extra benefit, they pay 10 or 100 times the amount for this, essentially watching the same game, something like this. So there it's apparent as well. So as we're nearing the end of the interview, is there anything I haven't asked you about building an online business that you'd like to share with our audience here?
Yeah, this is a sentence I say to people when they join my program. And I'm going to say to your audience as well when they watch this, for you. This is not for me. But I'm going to say when you make it, one decision can change your life. It has for me, and it has changed for Martin as well. So if you get the opportunity to work with Martin, say yes. You will never look back, right? I'm going to promote him because this guy has given so much value. He's really served the community, never asked for anything back in return. I've never seen someone so humble. If you say yes, you're going to get all the benefits that come along with it. And if you don't say yes, you might die alone, really poor and in horrible health condition. Okay. Just kidding.
Thank you so much for these kind words. But how can people, because the same applies to you, obviously, and I think people who watched until this end, like they resonated with you and your story. So where can people find out more about what you do? I will put a link into the description of this video as well. So where can find out people more about you?
Yep. So you can just go to sixfigureimpactschool.com. So SIX, figure, FUGURE, figure, impact, and just normal impact, and then school.com. If you go here and type /roadmap, you can actually get a free 1-hour course to learn a little bit more about how I do business, and also reach out to me on Facebook or on my email, milsales, milsales.com.au. And if someone does want to work with me, this is my message to you. When people join, I benefit for a moment. So during this call, someone actually paid me $9,000. So that's pretty big win for the day. But when people say yes, it's a momentary benefit for me. I won't benefit for a moment, but they actually benefit for life. Right? So this is why people are willing to pay a lot, not just in money, but time, energy, effort, because it changes their life. It transforms their life. And whether you choose to work with Martin or me or someone else you admire, go with that attitude that this one decision can really transform your life. And that's all you need. We make so many mistakes in our life and we beat ourselves up. But by not saying yes to the opportunity that come along, we actually repeat the same mistakes many times and wonder why life is not going well for us. So when that opportunity comes for you, whether working with me, Martin, or anyone else, recognize that and say yes, and you might just have everything you ever wanted and more.
Yeah, thank you so much for these kind words. And sometimes people need to do a little bit more research. So if you're not sure about like working with me or want to learn more about online marketing in general, make sure to watch the next video on this channel. I put out interviews like this on a regular basis with experts like Milon and other people. So just make sure to watch the next video.